Hey, welcome to ResTalks. I think I'm ready for Palm Sunday. I've got my palm shirt on. I've got my red frame glasses. Is there anything else I need to know? Yeah, a little bit more about Palm Sunday on this episode of ResTalks. We're upon Palm Sunday, the beginning of Holy Week, and I thought I'd pull out from the archives of the things that we teach in class with everything from our third graders to our teens to our adults. What can we just take a moment to learn more about Palm Sunday? Well, here's a couple things we're going to talk about today. Number one, Palm Sunday is referenced in every Mass. In every celebration of Catholic Mass, there is a moment that has a direct tie to Palm Sunday. Two, Palm Sunday has this very, very simple message for all of us. And that message is understanding the difference between the God that we want and the God that we need. And if we think about that, I think you're going to have a much more fulfilling Palm Sunday. We know that Palm Sunday is a time as Catholics that we begin our liturgical celebrations with the recalling of Christ's return to Jerusalem. And the palms come from people waving their palms or placing them down on the ground along with coats and blankets and other things so that Jesus's donkey wouldn't even touch the ground. That's how much everyone was so happy to have Jesus back in town. And then we know very quickly we go right into the Lord's Passion, which is the retelling of Christ's suffering and death on the cross. Now, when I was a kid, and I'm sure even kids today, when they go to this Catholic celebration, they are left wondering, how did things turn so bad so quickly? Well, here's how we'll explain it, and this is how we do it in class, and I think you'll appreciate this as well. So we know the Mass has 4 parts: the introductory rites, the liturgy of the Word, the liturgy of the Eucharist, and of course the concluding rites. Now, when I said earlier in the video about how there's a little bit of Palm Sunday in every Mass, what I'm specifically talking about is the Holy, Holy, Holy. That prayer that comes very near to the beginning of the liturgy of the Eucharist has its roots in what takes place in the reading from Palm Sunday. What am I talking about? Well, here we are. Here are the words of the Holy, Holy, Holy. The word I want you to focus on is the hosannas. What does hosanna mean? In one of its earliest, most literal translations, it means save us, or honor to the one who saves us. It's all about saving us. Imagine the people who lived at this time in Jerusalem thought of themselves as like they were in a prison. Now, were they actually in prisons? Maybe some were, but they were also just felt like they were under duress because of the economic systems, how they were treated, how they were judged. Let's say the people who were their captors, for lack of a better term, were pirates. Now, again, of course, this is usually designed for our younger attendees in our class. These pirates would keep everyone at bay, and everyone would just feel like, oh, this is horrible, our lives are miserable, will anyone save us? And here's what they were hoping, here's what they were promised. They were looking forward to a great Messiah who would come and viciously destroy their captors, take out that prison, make everything wonderful, and they would just have a party. And maybe it was Taco Tuesday, and they would have tacos, maybe even perhaps a burrito. I'll move Jesus out of the way there. Now, this is what they were wanting. This is the God that they wanted. And this is what they thought they were getting with Jesus when he comes back to Jerusalem. Here's what happens. Very quickly they realize that instead of that warrior king Messiah, what they got was a God who decided to live with them and to suffer with them and to know life as they knew it. And what his message was that, here, why don't you all just grow in love and gratitude for God and for each other. And here's the really tricky part: grow in love for your enemies. And if you do that, one day the prison will be obliterated and everyone will be happy. I think that's one of the real messages that you can take away from Palm Sunday. That distinction between the God that we want and the God that we need. Right now, there's a lot of us, if not everyone, is praying or hoping in some tangible way for certain things. And obviously we want protection and we want safety and we want healing and we want an end to all the things that we see going on around us. Ultimately, Palm Sunday, as we enter into this holiest of weeks in the Catholic calendar, take a moment and try to pray with gratitude for the God that we need. And right now, we need a God who will allow us to simply love one another, reach out to those who might be missing, obviously, the connections that they have in their church, and just be a good, helpful neighbor to all of those around us. In doing that, you'll find the risen Christ, and you will encounter his love and his mercy and his compassion, and all of the wonderful things that come as we look forward to celebrating the Easter season. Please be sure to visit our website at resurrectionaz.org. We have all great resources and other items of interest that will help you through these days and weeks ahead. Thanks again so much for joining us. This is ResTalks, a service of Resurrection Church in Tempe, Arizona. Thanks for tuning in. God bless, and we'll see you soon.